At WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, under the bright lights of the Mercedes-Benz Superdome and in front of more than 75,000 roaring fans, the air carried the kind of anticipation that only happens when history is about to be made, and in this case it was the long-awaited in-ring debut of Ronda Rousey, the woman once feared across the world of mixed martial arts, the Olympic medalist, the former UFC bantamweight champion, now stepping into a completely different world, the squared circle of WWE. The moment her entrance music, Joan Jett's Bad Reputation, blasted through the speakers, the atmosphere shifted from curiosity to chaos as the crowd leapt to its feet, thousands chanting her name while others shouted in disbelief, and there she was, storming down the ramp in a black leather jacket once worn by her idol, Roddy Piper, eyes blazing with a mix of nerves, intensity, and raw determination, fists clenched as though she was walking into a fight rather than a show, with Olympic legend Kurt Angle at her side, his veteran presence both reassuring and symbolic, a gold medalist guiding another combat sports trailblazer into the world of professional wrestling. Inside the ring, their opponents, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, exuded arrogance and confidence, the power couple of WWE standing tall, sneering at the idea that this outsider, this so-called fighter, could hang with them in their own domain, and when the bell rang, the test began. At first Stephanie circled Ronda like a predator, mocking her, taunting her, saying this wasn't the UFC, that she didn't belong here, but in a flash, Ronda snatched her arm and twisted it into a standing lock, sending Stephanie screaming in panic and the crowd erupting with chants of, "Ronda! Ronda!" A first taste of what the baddest woman on the planet could do in a WWE ring, though Stephanie quickly resorted to her trademark cheap tricks, clawing Ronda's eyes and stumbling back into her corner, laughing as though she had gained the upper hand. Triple H and Kurt Angle then carried the match forward, two veterans reigniting their old rivalry, with Angle tossing suplexes before being punished on the outside, slammed into steel steps by the game, leaving him dazed, which allowed Stephanie to slither in again, dragging Ronda off the apron and slamming her into the barricade, delighting in her cruelty as the crowd showered her with boos, and for a moment the audience feared that maybe the hype was too much, maybe Ronda was out of her element. But when Kurt, battered and desperate, hit a sudden angle slam on Triple H and crawled toward his corner, the stadium rose to its feet, thousands of voices thundering as Ronda stretched her hand over the ropes, begging for the tag, and when Angle finally made the connection, the arena exploded as Ronda Rousey stepped back into the ring like a storm unleashed. Stephanie's face was a mask of horror as Ronda charged, tossing her across the ring with judo throws that rattled the canvas, firing rapid punches that sent the boss scrambling, the entire Superdome on its feet with every slam, and when Triple H tried to intervene, Ronda didn't hesitate, she spun and unloaded on him too, rocking the game with furious strikes that forced him into the corner, the impossible becoming reality as the rookie woman stood toe-to-toe with one of WWE's most decorated legends, even lifting him onto her shoulders for a moment that made the stadium shake before Stephanie's interference saved her husband. But the reprieve didn't last, because Ronda's fury was unstoppable. She dragged Stephanie back into the ring, the crowd chanting, "Break her arm! Break her arm!" As the boss begged for mercy, her voice trembling, her eyes pleading, promising she didn't mean it, that it was all a misunderstanding, but Ronda had no intention of letting her escape judgment. She seized Stephanie's arm, twisted it back with surgical precision, and locked in her deadly armbar, wrenching it until Stephanie shrieked in pain, flailing desperately before tapping out furiously, the referee ringing the bell as the Superdome erupted in a deafening roar of approval, fireworks exploding overhead.